Hello everybody, here we are, Brody my son. Today we're going to do the review on our Lepin Death Star. It's been probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 months I think, something like that, maybe even 6 months
maybe even 12
since we bought it, and it didn't take us that long to build it. We'll talk to you about that later, but it's taken such a long time to get this video recorded and we're sorry about that. A few people have commented on the previous video, part 1, when we actually bought it, and he didn't even know about it because it was for his surprise present. And then we built it. What we're going to do now though is give you a review of it. We're going to go around it up close, and Brody's probably going to discuss the various rooms and compartments in it, and then what we'll do then is we'll discuss the actual build and what that was like afterwards. So let's get to it.
So now we're going to start doing the reviewing. And well, first of all, to start, down here there's nothing really, nothing.
It's pretty bare under there, isn't it?
Yeah, you can see 2 other features. I'm not sure if you can see one of the features.
I'll try and zoom in.
You can see the elevator here, but we'll show you that later.
Okay.
And if you can see that string, that's another feature that I'll show you in just a minute.
Yeah, I'll get a better view from there. That's it. Okay, cool.
Okay, now moving up, we have the garbage chute. So there's a dino go right there, and for one of the play features, you can go vroom.
Yeah, that's quite a cool little
Yeah.
mechanism, isn't it?
And,
Which squashes it all.
I put like extra garbage here, just to kind of make it look more. But the only thing, the only garbage that really came in the set were like these 2 types of pipes.
There were some other little bits and pieces as well, and the little, what's he called, this one?
Him?
Yeah.
A dino.
So he was in there and included as part of the set. We've just put some extra bits and pieces in as well.
Next we do the cannon room here. It's pretty cool, and here you can like move it up and down. And there's 2 Death Star troopers that come in set, and they would both sit here. This minifig is not actually included. He's a Death Star gunner, and there's a set that kind of has a cannon that looks similar, so I decided to put him in.
Fair enough.
And there's a flick fire missile. Try not to shoot it. Okay, I cannot.
You just flick the lever. It does work, doesn't it? We've done that before.
It's this little piece here.
And this piece shoots out. Okay, cool.
Next one. Loopy boop. This is like the crate room. It never actually appeared in the movie. Like, I don't know really what the name is. Here's a little mouse droid. It is included in the set. I think it's a good little build. Here's a sticker. Always point out stickers. A gun rack in the cannon room. I forgot to point that
that's
out.
going to be a little...
Well, it's like this
Let's
bit.
see, we might be able to get that bit in there.
See, it's like this bit here. So.
Oh yeah, we can see it.
But
Hey!
the crane!
This is live, folks. Alright,
This is like a little cannon. That's cool.
so that came with the set as well, didn't it?
Yeah, these come.
And we've got a little lift, we forgot to mention this.
Oh, like
As
it
we
doesn't.
turn,
It doesn't work very well.
I think what it is, the issue that we've had with this is it does actually got, in the back here, we've got an excess amount of string. So I think what we really need to do is take it off and shorten it. But it does, if we can, if I can get it to go, here we go. So it does go up just fine. It seems to get ever so slightly stuck. I think it's getting stuck on the string here. So maybe something we're not doing right. Like I say, and there's quite a bulk of string in the back there. So probably do well to shorten that. Right, next one. Oh, one of my favourites, this is.
Yeah, and this time is the Ewok.
So Brody decided to put an Ewok on here instead of Luke Skywalker or Princess Leia, but there you go.
Luke Skywalker in that room.
We've got some
And I don't know where Princess Leia's
cool
is.
pieces up here on the ceiling or on the roof area.
I added these 2 in. There's basically those 2.
Okay, so how many have we got in there now?
4.
4, is that?
Something that when you look up, I don't think is very good because you kind of see that the blue kind of piece.
Yeah.
With string.
Yeah.
But it might have just been like the thing that connects to string.
And I think from here, can't we see the lift shaft in the middle? Just slightly in there.
This is a string.
This is the part of the lift then that goes right the way up through, virtually to the top.
This is a string that you saw.
Yeah.
At the bottom.
All right then. Cool.
And the next room is the tractor beam.
Keep spinning it around a bit more.
There's like a piece here, and when you pulled it out, this blue bit went down, but like, or I could just use a stick at the bottom, but like we've connected it to this piece, so it doesn't do that. So next one.
Yeah. Okay. Which one do you want to start with? Should we go with this one?
Moving up, we have this one.
This is pretty cool. It's multi-purpose, this one, because in the front we've got like a jail cell.
Yeah, I put Captain Antilles in.
Yeah, you can see.
And there's an opening door. When you open the door, it looks cool because it actually looks like a cartoon because it's going to the back.
Yeah. So we've got a little turny wheel there and a flappy door. And then as we come around, it gives you a different sort of perspective in there. If I can try and catch that. There we are. Yeah, we've got Chewbacca carrying the Stormtrooper.
And if you look behind there's actually a sticker, and it makes it look like it.
Yeah, we've got that.
But accidentally, Mum put it on upside down.
Oh, never mind. It's not the end of the world. It's
And
not
then
something
this
we're going to change
Skywalker,
now, is it?
That's where Luke Skywalker is.
And then moving around to get a shot of the old control room there. Look at that. So this is cool. What we did with the laser, we did make some small modifications, but perhaps we'll talk about that actually when it comes to the build section. And just in here, it's pretty well detailed. To be fair, it's we've got like a control desk. See if I can just zoom in there 1 second. And focus. There we are. We've got all bits and pieces in there.
Somebody can climb up here. This is like the command center, and you might be wondering what this little thing is for. Look at the door.
Right, let's come around. So twirling that.
Look,
and we've got a little slidey door.
That'd be cool. For
in fact, if you do that again, Brody, you'll get it from this side under your hand, I think. There you go. So it works really well.
It'd be cool for making animations.
There you go. So we've got a cool little door.
Death Star is always good for making animations. Here's his 2 stormtroopers on lunch break and they're talking.
So we've got our removable TIE fighter. Do you just want to remove the TIE fighter a second? Oh, hey! And C-3PO's dead. There we go. So we can move that around with a little control on the top there.
This piece with these 2 bars.
Alright.
Just as the lasers.
So do you want to take the TIE fighter off its mount?
There.
Alright.
There. I actually built the TIE fighter. Come on.
Nearly there. Right, so this is the actual room. You can get a better look at the room, and we've got the top of the little lift shaft there. And then right in the centre there is another part of the long lift shaft that goes from top. See, another part there, and it goes all the way through. Yeah, we got the sticker.
And whenever you see these pieces, they're not stickers, they're actually printed.
Which is much better actually, isn't it?
Yeah, printed is always better.
Alright, and then we've got the actual TIE fighter as well.
And it's cool, it can open up, but it usually gets pretty annoying.
There we are.
Oh, that bit's come off. And then the top can open up as well.
Let's have a look. So all I've got is your arm. There we are.
And there's room in the back for Darth Vader's cape, because this is Darth Vader's advanced TIE, so... Oh,
hey, and there it goes.
When it gets annoying.
Right, you put that back on.
While I fix that, I can Okay,
and we'll give you a look.
Side.
Oh, we're going back to our TIE fighter. Side. It's all fixed and repaired.
Back and machine it.
There we are. Cool. We'll put that to one side then, Brody, while we're having a look at the next room.
This is like one of the coolest rooms.
The Emperor's throne room.
And you know when Darth Vader picks up the Emperor?
Yeah.
It's actually swivelly. Hello.
So his chair. Do you want to just show us that again? See, his chair swivels around. And again, access to the lift shaft at the back.
To the sticker.
And
that's a sticker. That's a sticker.
We've got several stickers in here, and we've also made a little modification with the window, which we'll perhaps talk about in just a moment. There we are. I can see if you can see that.
You tacked it on.
Yeah, we'll come into the build section in a bit. Right. So
and Darth Vader actually like pushes a platform that Luke goes up onto when he says, "I will not fight you," and it goes boom.
Yep. Oh yeah, and in the build, you might be wondering why there's one leg, and the reason there's one leg is quite simply we lost the other one.
No.
Have you found it?
Yeah, but
on the video, right here, after all these months, I didn't realise we had a second leg. Well done, Brody. You actually found it. Yay!
It like falls off really easily, so I just decided to take it off.
Okay, that's cool.
And no. Yeah!
There's probably room for modification on this, actually. Maybe a slightly longer rod with some extra pieces to stop these legs falling off then. Or if you were so inclined, I suppose you could always put a little blob of super glue right, there we go, right on the end there. But then I guess it may or may not rotate. I guess he will.
And when Darth Vader, he goes like, whee!
And he drops through there.
He drops through to the rope bit, and if the rope wasn't there, that's actually what it would look like. So that's pretty detailed. Yeah.
Right, we're going to go up then.
I forgot to show you in the sound block. There's a little light that can...
Oh, okay, we've got a little... Yeah, we've got a little
it
bunch of
fall
lights
off
then.
if you turn it too much, right?
So that's a bit sensitive as well then. Right, so we're going to go up then to the top.
This is where I put Darth Vader. Darth Vader.
So he's having a mother's meeting on the top there.
That's meant to be my custom animal Pete. That's just meant to be somebody.
We get a few of these figures as part of the set. There's only one or two that we've shown on the video, I believe, that you've added. I think most of these come with it, don't they?
Yeah.
We've got the guns.
This guy, actually, apart from the hat and face, was actually part of the figure. And they changed the hands. It was Grand Moff Tarkin. I'll show you like how to build them in another video.
That's fair enough. Right, what have we got here?
This is you've got to show this point.
I did. We've got two little guns. Oh, and with a little mechanism underneath. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can just about make that out. That took me a few minutes figuring out what bars to use in the set to get the right length. There's like a T-bar. To get them pointing in the right direction, but we overcome it. It wasn't something I'm particularly used to doing.
Little triggers and it goes wrong.
There we are.
But like in the film, it's like here, but it doesn't just stay up; it just falls. So this is like the best how it looks.
Okay, so
the coolest. I
think we've gone the other direction now, haven't we? So we did start off over there. Never mind.
This is the coolest feature. Elevator.
Yep. So if we keep watching, you'll find actually we might get a little if you keep going, I'll just film it coming through here. So we've got the lift coming through, which comes right the way to the top and fortunately stays there. You don't have to hold it, or do you have to hold it? I think it stays. There you go. So it actually does stay there as well. Was this guy part of the set? Yeah, he's part of the set as well.
He's actually the same build as in the Sassy Android, but he's not actually named on the box. I think on like one country's named as IG-88, but IG-88 was never actually on the Death Star, plus he was never white. Okay.
So, let's move on to the next section.
I think he's like meant to be a fixed droid. Then here, there's a helmet rack.
Yeah, we've got some weapons.
I put some accessories in here, and up here you can like put this up and stick a minifig. And here is a lever that moves on the TIE Fighter. I moved it. Wham!
Alright then. So,
and this little arm
and our last
that was
section.
Where C-3PO was.
I think we need to move on to the last section. I think we've covered that one well. Right, what are you going to tell us about this one?
Well, here there's a Death Star trooper. Of course, he only appears in Death Star.
And we've got a couple of little chairs. Again, these are all these pieces here are all printed. They're not stickers. And
two of these minifigs appear in the set.
Okay, and we've got, and show them the little window. Show them this.
Yeah, I'm just going to put this piece back on the floor. Yeah, so here's kind of saying that the Death Star's about to shoot.
So what we can...
It says like in 1 minute 51 seconds.
So basically, if we can focus on this...
It says like 1
let's see
minute
if we
and 51
can...
seconds it will shoot.
There we go, we've got a little
1 minute and 51 seconds it will shoot, and then on the
picture
other
on one side.
way, that's old one. Princess Leia's on home planet.
So you can flip it around depending on what
like
mood you're in.
Which one?
There we are. What we did as well is we added an extra couple of pieces. It was literally nothing much, but an extra piece or two to the very top compared
this was
to
an extra piece that I added on.
The original build. So I think giving you a little overview there, we've done well with that, Brody, just to sort of show everybody the build and what it looks like. And now I think we'll just take a minute to just have a little discussion on the build itself. So here we are then. We've done a review of the different rooms that you can see, but we thought we'd just take a minute to discuss the actual quality of the plastic and the build, and a little bit about what was involved, what our findings were, and where we thought that it could be improved perhaps from our perspective. We like our Lego when novelty, owners of Lego stuff or Lepin stuff, not really bothered about getting into discussing who likes Lepin or who likes Lego. It's really just about how much fun we have playing with this. We don't use it just as a model and leave it untouched, we play with it. So it is just a toy for us. So we thought we would just discuss how we found it.
For me,
so what do you reckon?
I like getting minifigures the most, and it comes with like 23 minifigures.
It comes with loads, doesn't
you count
it?
the Dianoga and the Mouse Droid as a minifigure, about 25.
Okay, so we're looking anywhere between about 23 and 25 figures with this set, which is really, really good. What do you think of the quality of the figures?
They're pretty good, if I'm honest. Like, on the Stormtrooper helmets, they were a bit misprinted a tiny bit.
Mm-hmm.
One of them just looked weird. Like, I think, like, this bit, like that bit, just kind of looked a bit misshaped.
Yeah.
I don't know why. And then, like, on another one, it just doesn't look like how it's meant to be.
Okay. What about the other figures? Would you say they're pretty good quality?
Yeah, the other figures are pretty good.
And the bits fit, the original Lego pieces fit in with them as well?
Like on the Han Solo and one of Luke Skywalker here, like on the proper Lego ones, they kind of round the edge.
Mm-hmm.
But on the Lepin ones, they just flatten. They just make it look like a square on the edge.
Okay, so overall the quality's good. Some of the very small details are slightly different. Alright, one of the things as I'm looking at it now is the laser. What I felt that was, again, we haven't got the Lego one to compare it to. Some of you may have it, may have both, I don't know. But we did find that this long section of the laser kept falling off. So what we decided to do with each of the individual pieces is we glued those together. I haven't glued these ones on, the thinner ones. I don't know if you can actually see that on the laser, just the main shaft there. We decided to super glue it, but to be honest, the rest of it has had no super glue at all. It was just that little piece, just obviously if it gets knocked then it can come off into all little pieces, so we thought that would be easier.
Don't super glue like all the lasers onto the actual thing, because when I make animations I can take them off and then put the ones around the in section on, and then the middle comes out and it starts fighting. Yeah,
so that's what we think about that. One of the things we'd said about the Emperor's room was the window behind him. I think it was a sticker in the set, but we managed to... Oh, you can remember?
It was actually meant to be see-through.
Was it? Right, okay. That's right. It was supposed to be, the original Lego one is see-through. It looks somewhat like the screen on a TIE fighter, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But this one in this particular set, while it was domed, it was jet black and you couldn't see through it. So there was a slight difference there. So we put a sticker on to make it look like...
No, we didn't.
It shouldn't. I thought it was a
put
sticker.
A piece.
Oh, we changed.
We put a printed bits on.
Oh, there you go. He should do this on his own, shouldn't he? No, so, and that's what we used the blue tack for, wasn't it? Just to push that on, or white tack, just to push that on. So a small detail. If you're into using them as models and having them, 1000% accurate, then perhaps you would go for the Lego one. But compared to given the price, and this is a toy for us, there's absolutely no reason not to go for this, and we're super thrilled with it. The quality's there. I think one of the things you said you would change was the string on one of the lifts, wouldn't you? Is to shorten that and just see whether or not that could be improved, which we can try.
This is like my first Lepin set.
It is, and mine, and we've never done a build this big. So given how long it takes, oh, one little thing before we talk about how long it takes to build was the bottom floor. It's very much like the Lego version in its proportions. This actual set by all accounts is discontinued, which is why we wanted it. We felt the shape was better, it was a lot more round. I think the new one that Lego does is a little bit stretched out and a little bit longer, maybe to be able to get your hands in to actually play with it. And the disadvantage with this one is the very bottom level is very, very low, which also pretty much makes it unusable, doesn't it?
Yeah, and there's also nothing in there.
No, it's quite bare.
So, my opinion is you could add some more blocks to make it higher and make a very own room.
So that's something we're thinking about doing for the future, is getting some more grey blocks, actually increasing that size of the bottom floor slightly, and then maybe making a medical block out of it. So if we land up doing that, maybe in another 6 months to a year or 3 or 5 years, we might actually do another video where we've modified it. But that's the great thing with it, is we can tweak it as we want to. I think given that the time it's taken to build, if you were going to sit there you know, for 8 hours a day and build it, you'd get it done in about a week. We did most of it within about a week. Then we got to the top tier. I think we run out of steam and it got left for like 3 or 4 months, even though it was only that little bit left. And in the end we got it done in a couple of hours in one day. If only we'd realised it would have been done that quick. So as we were saying, Brody thought that the mask on the Stormtrooper was slightly inaccurate, but actually as far as the quality of the printing goes, it's fine. It's just that he thinks there should be a few more details on there. But other than that, I think that's going to wrap up our review. We've been really pleased with it. What would you like to say?
The Darth Vader one was a bit kind of squished. Like the Darth Vader helmet, it's upstairs in my people's home. It just didn't look right. I looked at the proper one. I actually had that one, and it was like I didn't know where my proper one went. I used that one for a while, and then I just decided that wouldn't work. So I just.
It fits okay though, yeah.
Yeah, it fits on the heads. Like most of them all fit on the heads.
Okay. So there you go, it's just down to personal preference. The helmet was slightly different for Darth Vader. If you're into Lego, you've probably got a Darth Vader anyway. So really not too much to worry about. The lift works really well right through the middle. It's a solid build. It's not coming apart. We don't have to keep pressing it together. We've got tons of normal Lego, and this is the quality of the blocks, as I said in the introduction video when I did that. They look pretty much exactly the same. They certainly cross over. You can use both blocks together just fine. So we've enjoyed doing this review. It's been a long time coming. Thank you very much everyone for your patience in waiting for this review to be done. We hope you get some value from it. But overall, I think summing it up is the Lepin Death Star set that we've got is amazing. We absolutely love it. Don't regret buying it and really enjoy using it.
Lots of playability.
Lots of playability.
If you have children, this could be their favourite set.
It could, like you. Thanks very much, everybody. See you again. Bye.